T, how do you think Greg handled himself with King?
I think that he handled himself as best as he could.
Okay.
I think that, he's a doctor and he's not going to fight.
Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me through this journey. I know we've covered a lot of ground, and I appreciate your time and attention. Before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed and share some final thoughts. First off, I want to acknowledge the challenges that many of us face in our personal lives. Whether it's dealing with health issues, relationship struggles, or other personal battles, it's important to remember that we're not alone. Sharing our stories can be a powerful way to connect and support each other. In the case of Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory, their journey has been anything but easy. From the outset, Sweet Tea was open about her desire to start a family. She underwent hormone injections, faced emotional breakdowns, and shared her raw, vulnerable side with viewers. It was clear she was committed to building a future with Dr. Gregory. However, as the story unfolded, it became evident that there were deeper issues at play. While Sweet Tea was focused on fertility treatments and staying hopeful, rumors began to surface about Dr. Gregory's involvement with another woman. This revelation turned everything upside down and left many questioning the authenticity of their relationship. Sweet Tea didn't hold back when discussing her fertility journey. Early in the season, she opened up about undergoing multiple failed IUI treatments. She explained how they had pinned their hopes on those procedures working, only to be let down repeatedly.
I was pissed off, and I was like, you know what? Like, why would you want to be there, And then looking at it, like, you've been shading me since the first episode. Like, I didn't know, it's just a lot of things were going on behind my back that I did not know about, and I was just kind of hurt and shocked by it. Yeah. And I just wanted to let her know, like, I'm not pushover, and you ain't gonna get away with it.
After those setbacks, she and Dr. Gregory decided to move forward with IVF, a more invasive and emotionally intense process. Sweet Tea was all in. She talked about injecting hormones into her body daily, dealing with mood swings, weight gain, and the constant emotional roller coaster that comes with it. It wasn't just about the physical toll, this was her future, her dream of becoming a mom. She was doing it all while under the pressure of being newly married to a man who had already been through a failed marriage on national TV. During the reunion, Sweet Tea broke down while talking about her struggles. She told Andy Cohen and the rest of the cast how deeply the process was affecting her. She described the pain of not getting the results she wanted despite doing everything right. And then, to make matters worse, she found herself dealing with rumors about Dr. Gregory stepping out. Andy Cohen, who's seen countless reunion bombshells, looked visibly shaken by how raw and real Sweet Tea's story was. Even the cast members who sometimes clashed with her sat in silence as she spoke through tears.
Hours before Sweet Tea's wedding. And do you think she's ready to be married based on the bridal shower and how she acted out and all the things about the relationship? Do you have concern? Because I know I do.
But while Sweet Tea was opening her heart and body for a baby, it turns out Dr. Gregory may have been planting seeds elsewhere. From the very beginning of their relationship, Dr. Gregory made it clear he wanted a baby, and he wanted it soon. He gave Sweet Tea a 2-year window to get pregnant. That baby deadline wasn't just mentioned casually, it became a major point of pressure in their marriage. Sweet Tea admitted she felt like she was racing against a clock that didn't belong to her. She told the group how hard it was to be dealing with the emotional stress of IVF and constantly being reminded that she only had a certain amount of time to make it work. The deadline wasn't flexible. Dr. Gregory made it seem like if she didn't deliver a baby in those 2 years, their marriage might not survive. Dr. Simone stepped in during the reunion to call out Dr. Gregory's mindset. She reminded everyone that he's in his mid-50s. He's not exactly working with unlimited time either. If anyone should understand the urgency and biological challenges, it should be him. But instead of supporting Sweet Tea through the process, he added pressure. Dr. Simone revealed that setting a rigid deadline on someone's body isn't love, it's control.
Saw a side of Dr. G that I ain't gonna say I didn't think it was there. I believed what Quad said about him at that reunion. I do. And it just, we got to see it for ourselves. Let me say that. Because I told y'all, side note, A lot of stuff is said about Dr. G, y'all.
And just when we thought Dr. Gregory's timeline was the real villain, an even darker twist was brewing behind the scenes. For hours before Sweet T's wedding, rumors began to surface about Dr. Gregory's involvement with another woman. By the time the reunion reached its boiling point, Sweet T had been dropping hints all night. Her body language said it all, arms crossed, avoiding eye contact with Dr. Gregory, and offering clipped, controlled responses. When Andy asked if she felt supported by her husband through everything she'd been facing, there was a long pause. She looked down. Then, finally, she said, "I feel alone." That one line cracked the door open. And once it did, Sweet T didn't hold back. Her voice shook, but she kept it real. She had known about the baby rumor for a while. Not just whispers, but real confirmation from people she trusted. And the more she looked back, the more things started making sense. She recounted moments where Dr. Gregory was distant or conveniently unavailable during key milestones in their IVF journey. At first, she chalked it up to work stress, but in hindsight, it all felt deliberate.
Like bullying, it's like, I don't feel like it's cool. And the guys, they said they were gonna handle it, and that didn't work out. So it's just like, I really don't know how to feel about it. I can't stay locked in one emotional state, trying to move on, so there it is.
She realized she wasn't just struggling through infertility, she was doing it while Dr. Gregory was allegedly building a whole other life. Sweet T said, "I was out here fighting for our baby. Meanwhile, you might have had one on the way with someone else." The room went silent. Even Andy looked stunned. And in one brave, emotional moment, she also exposed the man she thought she knew. Right after she made that revelation, Dr. Simone stepped in again, this time with full support. She told Sweet T she wasn't crazy for feeling betrayed and that none of this was her fault. Contessa, Phaedra, and even Toya, who have all clashed with Sweet T at different points, nodded in agreement. It became clear the cast was rallying around Sweet T. They may have had their differences, but in that moment, they saw a woman who had been gaslit and manipulated. Dr. Gregory, on the other hand, didn't offer much of a defense. He sat stiffly, barely looking at her, and gave non-committal answers when pressed about the baby rumors. That reaction didn't sit right with anyone, least of all the viewers. Social media lit up with fans questioning everything about Dr. Gregory. Has he always been this cold? Was the baby just a setup to distract from what he was doing behind Sweet T's back? Some even speculated that Sweet T was never the real plan, just a placeholder while Dr. Gregory entertained other options. But if you thought that was the end, oh no. Because the drama spills over into Dr. Gregory's past too. As all of this unfolded, another layer of the story came to light. Sweet T revealed she had deliberately chosen not to work with Dr. Jackie for her fertility treatments. And the reason? Dr. Jackie is Quad's OB/GYN Dr. Gregory's ex-wife and former co-star. That connection raised a lot of eyebrows. It wasn't just about Sweet T's comfort level, it was about boundaries. She made it clear that she didn't want to be under the care of someone so closely tied to Dr. Gregory's past. It felt too close, too personal. Andy pushed Dr. Gregory on that decision. Why did he push for Jackie in the first place? Was it really about finding the best doctor, or was there something else going on? Dr. Gregory stumbled through. And there you have it, a story that started with hope and dreams of motherhood but slowly unraveled into something much more painful and unexpected. Sweet T walked into her marriage with the purest intentions. She was ready to build a life, start a family, and love her husband unconditionally. She showed strength through hormone treatments, vulnerability in front of the cameras, and a level of honesty that not many people are brave enough to share. But while she was giving her all, fighting for a future with Dr. G, it turns out he may have been creating a different one without her. What makes this story hit so hard isn't just the betrayal, it's the emotional weight of everything Sweet T endured while still holding on to hope. From the IVF struggles to the pressure of timelines and now rumors of another child, it's clear she wasn't just let down, she was left out of the truth. And now? Sweet T seems to be finding her voice again. Whether she chooses to stay in the marriage or walk away for good, what's clear is that she's no longer staying silent. The reunion was just the beginning of her taking her power back, and honestly, we're all watching, cheering her on, and hoping she chooses what's best for her. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Dr. G truly betrayed Sweet Tea beyond repair? Or is there more to the story we haven't heard yet? Could there be redemption, or is it time for her to move forward and never look back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know how y'all feel about this. Make sure to like this video if you connected with the story, and if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next update. You already know I'll be bringing you the real tea, the real emotions, and everything in between. Thanks so much for watching, for listening, and for showing up for these stories. Until next time, protect your peace, trust your gut, and always remember your worth. The reunion was just the beginning of her taking her power back, and honestly, we're all watching, cheering her on, and hoping she chooses what's best for her. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Dr. G truly betrayed Sweet Tea beyond repair? Or is there more to the story we haven't heard yet? Could there be redemption, or is it time for her to move forward and never look back? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know how y'all feel about this. Make sure to like this video if you connected with the story, and if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next update. You already know I'll be bringing you the real tea, the real emotions, and everything in between. Thanks so much for watching, for listening, and for showing up for these stories. Until next time, protect your peace, trust your gut, and always remember your worth.